start the segment. Hey YouTube, I hope you like, subscribe, and click that notification bell if you like the content. So, if you haven't heard, mainly three organizers of the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, we'll get to them later, have um, have been charged $26 million in damages, and it's crazy. It's like, and I like this because it'll probably it'll help that people that will prevent this more, and people, and it'll make Nazis and fascists hide underneath the rug just for a little bit longer. You know, they always come back like cockroaches and rats, like they are. But hopefully it makes them calm down for a second, because I need that break. I need a break from fascism. Just a little bit, because I know it's always to be back, and you can't really have a break against fascism like this. But yeah, man. Let's read this article. Charlottesville VAAP. A jury ordered 17 white nationalist leaders and organizations to pay more than $26 million in damages Tuesday over the violence that erupted during the deadly 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville in 2017. God damn. This took a long ass time. Back in 2017? That's 4 ass years. I thought it was going to be... Yeah, I remember that shit like it was a back... No, I don't even remember the back of my hand, but I do remember it coming down. I was more right leaning back then. A cringe, probably, maybe. Uh, I don't even know what you call me. I didn't even know what the fuck I was. I would say libertarian, maybe, but not really. I just didn't really pay attention to politics that much. I was a little reactionary watching reactionary shit, but thankfully I broke out of that, and I'm here, more based than ever, and will continue to be more based in the future. After a nearly month-long civil trial, the jury in U.S. District Court deadlocked on two key claims, but found the white nationalists liable on four other claims in the lawsuit filed by 9 people who suffered physical or emotional injuries during the 2 day of demonstrations. Attorney Roberta Clapton said plaintiffs' lawyers plan to refile the suit so a new jury can decide the 2 deadlock claims. She called the amount in damages awarded from the other counts eye-opening. That sends a loud message, Kaplan said. The verdict, though mixed, is a rebuke to the white nationalist movement, particularly for the 24 individuals and organizations accused in a federal lawsuit of orchestrating violence against African Americans, Jews, and other meticulously planned conspiracy. White nationalist leader Richard Spencer. Damn, Richard Spencer. You remember him? God, he fell off. Plus L, plus ratio, and this is most important, plus he's white. So it's crazy. Imagine being white. Couldn't be me. Could not have been me. Saying the entire theory of that verdict is fundamentally flawed. He said plaintiff attorneys made it clear before the trial that they wanted to use the case to bankrupt him and other defendants. It was activism by means of lawsuits, and that is absolutely outrageous, he said. I'm doing fine right now because I had this kind of acceptance in my heart. The worst that could happen, I had hope, of course, but I'm not terribly surprised or crestfallen. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? I see it. People, it's off the charts. I never seen cope levels high. We need to run away because this man is taking all the cope in the world and just inhaling it through his lungs like fucking weed. Like, god damn, he cannot cope any harder than he actually is right now. It's crazy. Jurors were unable to reach unanimous verdicts on 2 pivotal claims based on a 150-year-old federal law passed after the Civil War to shield free slaves from violence and protect their civil rights. The Ku Klux Klan Act contains a rarely used provision that allows private citizens to sue other citizens for civil rights violations. How the fuck is this act still like is in their fucking law is literally made by the Ku Klux Klan. Why not just get it out? Just get it out of here. It's made by them. Just fuck it. Like anything that's made by them is like 99.9% fucking. It's gonna be garbage. So why not just take it away? It's so weird how they try to do that. Under those claims, the plaintiffs asked the jury to find that the defendants engaged in a conspiracy to commit racially motivated violence and that they knew about the conspiracy but failed to stop it from being carried out. Jurors could not agree on those claims. The jury did find the defendants liable under a Virginia state law conspiracy claim and awarded $11 million in damages to the plaintiffs under that claim. Jurors also found 5 of the main organizers of the rally liable under a claim that alleged that they subjected 2 of the plaintiffs to intimidation, harassment, or violence that was motivated by racial, religious, or ethnic animosity. The jury awarded the plaintiffs $1.5 million in damages on that claim. The final 2 claims were made against James Alex Fields Jr., an avowed Hitler admirer who initially drove his car into a crowd of counter-protests, killing 32-year-old Heather Heyer and injuring 19 others. The jury found Fields, who is serving life in prison for murder and hate crimes, liable on an assault or battery claim and awarded 6 plaintiffs just under $6.8 million in damages. The jury awarded the same plaintiffs nearly $6.7 million on a claim that Fields intentionally inflicted emotional distress on them. Hayer's mother, Susan Bro, said the verdict sends a very clear message that hate speech put into actions has consequences. The defendants were convinced with their own words that showed months of planning went into the rally. This was not a spontaneous event, said Bro, who was not a plaintiff in the lawsuit. Hundreds of white nationalists descended on Charlottesville. Damn, actually hundreds? Shit, I can't even remember that right. I thought it was close to like, I know it was more than 100, but I didn't know it was hundreds. I didn't know it went up to like 200 or some shit. A white nationalists descended on Charlottesville for the United Right rally on August 11th and 12th, 2017. Ostensibly to protest city plans to remove a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee during a march on the University of Virginia campus. White nationalists chanted, "Jews will not replace us," surrounded counter-protesters, and threw tiki torches at them. Then President Donald Trump touched off a political firestorm when he failed to immediately denounce the white nationalists, saying that they were very fine people on both sides. This also surprises me how no one talks about this, how Donald Trump said that there's very fine people on both sides. You know, whenever you try to like argue against Trump supporters, they always forget that he says this, and this is like a huge red flag that I don't understand why, how. Well, I kind of do, cause you know they're probably racist as well, and they don't care, or they like that Donald Trump said they're very fine people on both sides. The lawsuit, funded by Integrity First for America, a nonprofit civil rights organization formed in response to the violence in Charlottesville, accused some of the country's most well-known white nationalists of plotting the violence, including Jason Kessler, the rally's main organizer, Spencer, who coined the term alt-right to describe a loosely connected brand of white nationalists, neo-Nazis, and others, and Christopher Cantwell, a white supremacist who became known as the Crying Nazi for posting a tearful video when a warrant was issued for his arrest on assault charges for using pepper spray against counter demonstrators. Oh, I remember that. This literally was the copium meme. He literally looked like this. Hold up. Copium meme. This man literally looked like this, but instead he was fucking crying. Oh, I wish this one was crying, but he looked exactly like that. It was funny as fuck seeing him cry. It made my day when I watched that video. It made my day. Joshua Smith, an attorney for defendants Matthew Parrott, and the far-right traditionalist Worker Party, said that he will ask the court to reduce the punitive damages awards against his client under U.S. Supreme Court precedent that places limitations on how much larger punitive damage can be than compensatory damages. Smith described the verdict as a big win for his clients due to the relatively modest amount of compensatory damage awarded by the jury. Oh yeah, and here's another Joker moment that they used during the testimony. Some of the defendants used racial epithets and definitely expressed their support for white supremacy. They also blamed one another and the anti-fascist political movement known as Antifa for the violence that erupted that weekend. They also blamed one another. It's literally how every fascist movement ends. Once, even if they win, but in this case they lost, but even if they win, they always turn on against each other and start like getting at each other's throats. Well, so I think it's just funny how even when they lose, they also blame and turn on against each other. In closing arguments to the jury, the defendants and their lawyers tried to distance themselves from the fields and said the plaintiffs had not proved that they were conspired to commit violence at the rally. Before the trial, Judge Norman Moon issued default judgments against another 7 defendants who refused to respond to the lawsuit. The court will decide damages against those defendants. This story has been corrected to show that the damages total more than $26 million. God damn, that's a lot. That's a lot of money. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to get it because they'll probably file for bankruptcy, and that sucks. So instead, we should make them pay for reparations, because that would be funny. So yeah, that was pretty much the entire, like fucking thing that happened against Charlottesville white nationalists, which is a good thing for the world that this has happened, and how low Richard Spencer has gone from being like taken seriously like in news to now just he's like a nobody. He's nothing. He's gone. He's forever. And that's how it should be. He should be forgotten from time, because all he wanted was attention. And if you don't know, if you still don't know what happened in Charlottesville, I really like this video that Sean made. Let me see. Sean, that just he does an amazing job at putting up the timeline and like covering how the police failed to do their job and how everything just went to shit. Let's see. Sean, Charlottesville is not spelled right, but fuck it. This one, the true alt-right. Yeah, it's a really good video. It's an hour long. You know, if you're at work, you know, and they let you use headphones, or you're sneaking in some headphones, you know, you can always just listen to this, because even though it does show a lot of video on it, you can pretty much get the whole gist of things by just listening to it, you know, as just the audio version. So yeah, if you want some more information, that's a really, really good video, and I do plan on watching it again just because I really like how he put the whole event into like 1 hour long video, and how he really did a well job into putting everything in a timeline. But yeah, that's the end